morning.
Alright, how you doing?
What are we doing today?
Today, I'm working on brother faceless cam.
No, seriously, what are we doing?
Stock runs, stage +1 performance M runs, newly developed stage 1 plus runs.
So you already said, you said stage 1 plus twice then?
Did I?
Yeah, so we're doing stock runs.
It's too early, mate.
We're doing stock runs, stage 1 runs, and newly developed
yeah,
stage
so
1
we're going to do our performance M stage 1 on this first, after we've done a stock run. And then we'll do a 1 plus, so basically it's a stage 1 with a fuel pump running stock downpipe. Not something I've seen before done, which is quite intrigued to see what we can get out of it without upgrading the downpipe. It's something that we get asked for. We know the downpipes aren't that restrictive because we're getting quite good power just at stage 1, and then a limited factor after that tends to be fueling. So we'll see today and see what we can get out of it, and it may be something that we'll then come out with once we're happy.
What figures are we hoping for?
It's a hard one, that really. I mean, obviously.
Do you have a bet? We have breakfast bet.
Breakfast? I'll do anything for breakfast. I'd hope for, on a stage 1 plus, that we could get out up to 450, 460 brake.
Let's specifics, let's go specifics.
Okay, I'm going to say 460 brake horsepower.
Yeah. And
502 foot-pounds of torque.
It's very specific. I'll go.
Yeah, that's specific.
I'll go, what did you say, 450?
What doesn't matter what I said?
Because I want to choose mine. I
said 460.
460, I'm going to go 456.
Okay, and foot-pounds?
512.
Oh right, okay, you're going higher.
Yeah, I'm gonna go high.
That's a lower powered, higher torque.
Yeah. So I think Shaq said 460. I said 456.
I think 450, but I think it's gonna do better torque.
So I think Shaq said 512 foot-pound. No, 502 foot-pound. I said 512. What are you saying?
It's very specific. 515.
515 is a breakfast on this, lads. So whoever's the furthest away has to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll be a million. I reckon we'll get a lot more torque out of it. I think the restriction will be the downpipe for more power, but I don't think we'll be a million miles away from stage 2 plus achieve. Only one way of knowing, isn't it?
And the reason we're doing this is because some people want to keep the stock cats in, don't they? Want to keep it completely legal.
I mean, we do supply sports cats, which will pass MOT, but some people don't want the extra noise, and some don't want the risk of the MOT at all whatsoever. Because obviously the thing with the sports cat is it has to be properly warmed up before it passes the MOT test, and it will pass fine. My own vehicle runs one, it passed at a local MOT test station with no issues. But there are owners out there that want to keep stock downpipes but want all the power, and that's what we're doing today, to see what we can achieve. We've literally, I think there's a panel filter in this.
Yeah, it's an MMR panel filter in there, and I've got the Scorpion catback.
Perfect. Totally stock downpipe, and then we'll upgrade the fuel pump with the TU pumps, which is somewhere around here. This is probably one of our biggest sellers, B58 TU pumps that we sell on the website, and obviously we fit supply them here. Big advantage of ours is that you don't need a wiring harness when you fit them. We have them turned the correct way, and still in keeping with the warranty, so you still get your 12-month warranty as well.
How much are they?
Usually between 310 and 333, but they'll probably be going up to about £350 soon. So it's kind of bargains. For you, well, twice the price.
Cool. Let's get it strapped on and we'll do a stock run.
Spot on.
Cool. Stock run done.
Stock run done. Made quite healthy figures actually for stock. 362 brake, 429 foot-pounds of torque, which is what we tend to more than see on these is another sort of 50, 60 foot-pounds more than what we tend to see. Now we have flashed it to a stock valve to make sure the car is fully stocked. So it definitely hasn't got a tune in it. So quite a healthy car.
Yeah. The only thing we do have to mention that it's got a catback and a panel filter, so it's got a double res delete. Would that make much of a difference?
Yeah, well, it will make a bit of a difference. The panel filters, the MMR panel filters, do seem to make a bit of a difference on this. This is why we always tend to recommend them on the tune. But yeah, it seems to be making a difference on a totally stock software as well, which is good to see. So what we'll do now is we'll do our stage 1 calibration on it.
Yeah.
I'm expecting good figures, looking at stock figures. And then once we've done that, see what it gives, and then we'll then go on to stage 1 plus.
Cool.
So we get that.
Sounds good.
So our final stage 1 tune, so just with a panel filter, isn't it, and a cat
Panel filter and a cat back, yeah.
450 brake and 466 foot-pounds of torque. That's really healthy, though.
That is really strong.
Yeah. See here, and good amount of power as well. So the torque's really nice, isn't it? But you can see where we suffer from at the moment is the fuel pump. We just can't get more torque. Power-wise, done really well today, 450 brake. So
Nice weather for it.
it is, yeah. So we'll now fit the fuel pump in, and we'll do a whole new fresh calibration. It'll be from the ground up. So it's new software. We'll see what we get. And what did you say? 456.
456, and you said 460.
It's a good day for it today. It's good dyno weather, isn't it? 7 degrees here today.
Yeah, Jordan said I can't remember what he said. I'll have to look back at the footage, but I think he said about 450 brake, 115 foot-pounds, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, we've done 450. Right.
So,
Nice. Okay. Spot on. Right. We'll do the next stage, and we'll get back to it. I'm gonna get my hands dirty for a change. That's a good start. So pumps like at the back of the engine. Best way of doing it is taking off the cross brace at the back here on the bulkhead, taking the cover off at the back. Some people do try and replace the pumps without doing that. Makes it quite awkward. Also, from what I've seen, when you try and do it quickly, it can end up breaking the spindle on the fuel pump. So obviously we'll remove all that, get the old pump off, put the new pump on, get it all back, and we'll do another dyno run on it.
yeah, because we're not boomerang motors here, are we?
We're not boomerang motors and we're not cowboys. We like to do it properly. Yeah. Cheers, mate.
You fitted this fuel pump, yeah?
I've got it ready for me to take off for your camera.
Oh, nice, thank you.
Got me two.
No, one's for me. How many hands do you think I've got?
You've handed me two. You think you're getting that back?
Just to clarify, this is a vegan sausage roll for you.
Halal.
It's halal, yeah. Vegan, same thing.
What most people don't realise is the best way to get these pumps off, undo the main feed pipe fully.
Okay.
Because when you just undo the two which are on the pump, it's awkward to take it out, and it's even more awkward to put the new one in. And yet again, you put strain on the pump, which you don't want to do. So that one here off, that one here loosened, two here off. Be careful you do get a bit of fuel. So just make sure you've got a cloth underneath. And
a fire extinguisher nearby.
And make sure you know how to work it. Right, it's quite hot as well, because literally we've just been on a dyno. Biggest difference you can tell what's between the OEM and you know the difference is this one has a dimple in. Wow. The TU pumps don't.
Thanks for that. No dimple.
No dimple. We like a dimple, but this one doesn't have a dimple. Also, connection the right way. So no need for a wiring harness.
What we forgot to speak about before, because we're doing... Should I keep the noise down, please, there, Al?
The noise you're getting.
Because we're doing stage 1 plus and the torque figures exceeding what? The limit?
Oh, the gearbox limit. So
yeah.
we're going to put XHP on. So we'll flash with XHP stage 3. Most popular option to go for.
So it is a requirement for stage 1 plus that we didn't.
It's going to be a requirement. It's a requirement for 2 plus. It's definitely going to be a requirement for 1 plus. It's not only is a fuel pump an issue at high torque, so is the gearbox. So we'll flash that, we'll install this, start a calibration.
Cool.
A bit sweaty.
Right, pumps on.
Pumps on. So we will now flash XHP, do a read on the ECU, get a stage 1 plus file, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, let's see that. Go on.
Oh yeah. That's definitely got a kick, that. These Asian man's not enjoying this. That's alright.
With the beer. With the what? Nice with the beer.
With the beer, yeah.
Oh, I've got some desperados. They actually taste quite nice though.
Well, they said they put paprika on it, so it doesn't just taste like ass when you try and eat it.
It's not as bad as the bomb.
No, but it's still, do you reckon if you did the whole...
The initial hit's really hard. You know, it hits it really hard, but then it
dies off.
Although I'm going quite red. And the Asian guys are going to go red.
Your nose watering. Jed, come on lad, you having some?
Knock me out.
You what?
I said I
tried the powder?
Yeah, my tongue's still on fire.
Right then, So I think we're finally done now. Made some really good gains on the Stage 1 Plus tune. Biggest significant difference is what we suspected, torque. So we've now got, we've seen up to 550 foot-pounds of torque on one run, but we're average around about 530 foot-pounds of torque. Now that's only just peak. I'll come in here and have a look at the graph. That's the blue line here is the previous Stage 1. Now the rest are Stage 1 Plus. Throughout the whole rev range from 2,750 RPM all the way to 5,500 RPM. We've got massive gains of torque. And in one area, I think we're gaining something like 80 foot-pounds of torque in one part of the graph. Peak power, as we said at the beginning, is probably where you would find a difference in a downpipe and not on a downpipe is. Peak power isn't hugely different. I think we've gained about 7 horsepower, but
you can see right at the top, can't you?
It's like right at the top of there. Especially here, if you have a look at this here, this power band here, and this dark line here and the blue line between the Stage 1 and Stage 1 Plus, how much difference in horsepower there is. So at one point here, at 4,500 RPM, 483 foot-pounds of torque, while you previously had 362 foot-pounds of torque.
It's like 120.
Yeah, and that's just at one area of the graph, and that's the advantage of having the fuel pump, because you can literally take advantage of the potential of the engine. Now for us, it's you're running a stock downpipe, just an upgraded panel filter and just an upgraded fuel pump with obviously a catback, which might make minor differences. It seems to be you're better off going Stage 1 Plus, and then Stage 2 Plus with a downpipe, because the difference between Stage 1 and Stage 2 is very minor. Looking at 10 horsepower, if that.
Yeah.
It's still capped at 450 foot-pounds of torque. So I'd say that's probably a success. That's something that we'll probably start rolling out now. For me, what's unbelievable is the amount of torque on that graph you've gained, especially from stock. I mean, from stock, it's unreal. I mean, it's gone from 429 foot-pounds to 550 foot-pounds. So that's 130 foot-pounds just from a fuel pump. This on the road would be totally different on the road.
Yeah.
And I'd be interested to hear your views now when you take it out. Tell me what you think. Just don't kill yourself with them tyres, because you might have noticed on here we've started to get a little bit of waviness on the dyno. It's because at 120 mile an hour on the dyno, the back end's squirming, which when you want in the car is not what you want tyres. That's what you need next.
Yeah.
Possibly a diff as well. In fact, I've got one in stock. Come here, my mate. I think we can conclude the video of that. Is our packages will be coming out soon for the Stage 1 Plus, which will be literally MOR panel filter, a fuel pump, and that's all you'll need. And then one of our tunes and a TCU tune as well, which will use XHP. So any questions, obviously give us a shout over the phone or send me an email. As majority of people do, they tend to send me just a message over Facebook, because I'm usually around till God knows what hour. And then I think that's it now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like and subscribe to the channel, and as Mark would say,
yeah,
the ding-a-ling, whatever that is. We'll see you next time.